I've been watching anime almost every day for 2 years now, and Steins Gate is easily in the top 3, and it's going to stay there just because it's that good. I don't even know what to say. We just did a reaction to episode 20 on Patreon. It's that episode, the one where he makes this face, that moment of realization, because episode 1 was so long ago. We got a little taste of where the timeline and storyline could go, but then you get all this like slice of life bundled in, and then it's like action, 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 action. All these things are changing, and then it just hits, and you're like, wait, the rug is completely pulled out, and you're like, what has happened? Like, since yesterday, I could not turn my brain off. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's that good. Just trust me. Go check it out. If you have, you already know. I'm preaching to the choir at this point. But you know what else is cool is the music. We did a really fun video on the opening. I've heard the ending 20 times, but the anime length, I've never heard the full version. And you know what we like to do here? We like to check out the full version. So I'm very excited for this. Let's go. That's different. Oh, you can hear that melody. And it's like a vocal callback line to it as well. The sounds of the IBN. The percussive heartbeat's cool. Oh yeah, there's a lot of interpretations you could have on that. There we go. Oh, we get more cadential movement in the piano line here. Nice, I love it. Here we go. Nice. The bass line, man, so smooth and supportive of everything. We'll go back and talk about it in a bit. Cool little guitar parts. We'll go through the chorus too. Yeah, man. That piano part is burning underneath, volume-wise. And right here is normally, we get a little glissando there, and that's usually the chunk. We're only 2 minutes in. That's the chunk I'm used to. We have like another 3 minutes. I'm so curious if it's going to be super different. Let's go back and talk about some things. The beginning is kind of wild because, I mean, I made the IBN joke, but I mean, it sounds like, you know, sci-fi enough to be the sounds of D-mail and, you know, microwaves that do fun things. I love that you can hear that theme up there. That's cool. And vocally, it comes back and supports that. And it gets kind of creepy with the way the heartbeat, you know, kind of increases and a lot of tension is happening here. It kind of, I mean, is it part of the song? No. It's more of like an introduction of setting the stage that if you have context, it's cool. If you don't, you'll be like, what the fuck am I listening to? You'd be like, why is this here? You know, like, where is the music? But it's part of it, you know, like, it adds to the experience. Now, the cool part, normally, we jump in right here. Boom, and we're in at the groove. I love the fact that the piano part on the full version, we get a little bit more of a cadential movement, meaning we just to get to play through the progression a little more. It's extended, and we finally resolve and bring ourselves back into the groove. And the groove, we'll talk about in a second, the groove in this, in my opinion, is just so good. I love it. Mainly because how wide open the bass player is. Cool little guitar line, synth stuff going on underneath that piano. And you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Like, it's just wide open. And the drummer is in there, and it's a happening groove, man. Like, it's just really cool. There's so many, like, there's endless amounts of styles of grooves you can play. Like if you're a rhythm section player, you know what I mean. If you're not, groove is probably just like this word that just, you're like, what does that even like? What does that mean? And unlike the most simple terms, groove is what makes you go like this. Groove is what makes you bob your head. It makes you move around. The most fundamental instruments that need to interact, like in the lowest common denominator, is the percussion versus the bass line. Can you do that? Could you do keyboard versus percussion to make a groove? Yeah, of course. Could you just have a piano player make a groove? Yeah, you can. Anything can make a groove, but what really cements it in is the lower end of the rhythm section. So think drums, bass player. Now let's talk about what's going on right before it hits, and why does that contrast sound so damn good? And in my opinion, the reasoning is because you get this cool chord progression. That's what we're talking about, how we're moving through it cadentially. And it's pretty much just like piano with some synth sounds happening, and nothing has dropped yet. So obvious, like you'd be like, well, Tony, yeah, obviously when the drums kick in, you're going to like notice the difference. But sometimes the things that are like so blatant are worth talking about, because you're like, oh yeah, this is a very intentional thing that our composer has done here to give you the listening experience that you're getting. I went back to 40 seconds here. Cool little guitar lines as well. Notice the difference when it drops. The other obvious, the lyrics come in. We all know that, right? And if you're a friend of the channel, you know we're always listening down and talking about stuff underneath the voice line. Everybody talks about the vocalist, and this is no shade at the vocalist. I just like to talk about the stuff that's underneath it. The voice sounds amazing. I love the tone of voice, and I especially love the phrasing. The phrasing basically meaning, how do the rhythms and articulations given to us, how we're singing the lyrics, how does that interact with everything below, primarily the groove? Like you can be like nitty gritty and like kind of nitpick these. It's not a nitpick. It's just like an observation. And like, how does that like make you feel? Or you can ignore those things. I always choose to acknowledge them, because that's where the composition comes into play. And that's where the skill sets of folks that are like creating tracks for vocalists to sing, that's where all of that lines up, man. That's the stuff that you want to take home with you and make super personal, because that's where it is. Anyway, back a couple seconds. We'll keep going. That's why it's such a good groove. Now the phrasing will change a little bit here. You feel the pulse difference? Before it's like wide open, big whole notes. And then suddenly we get more of a half note being where the rhythm is going to move on that delivery. Small change. Does it make a huge difference? No, it doesn't. But it makes enough of a difference that your listening experience is going to be changed. And the bass player is in the most control of that. All the while, the cool little guitar lines are happening. And then, of course, maybe not that many notes are going in there, but you get it though. It's the way the chords are written to come out of the progression of the verse. We bring it in where we have a chord that's going to really make the solidification between ending the verse and going into the chorus. That's all done on purpose. This is all music math. It's all simple music theory. There are no accidents here. This stuff is done all the time, and it lines up really well. Why do we do it all the time? Because it makes for a great listening experience. That'll be the word of the day, or the phrase of the day. Listening experience. Really good. Let's go back about 10 seconds. We'll grab it, let it go into the chorus, and notice what is going to change in the chorus. The drummer is going to get way more active, and the bass player is going to get way more active. And the volume levels of everything gets kind of like, I will say it's a little muddy. It could be because of this YouTube recording. Just the mid-ranges get super bright in the way we perceive them. Here comes our change. Solidify, fill, end. There's a lot going on there, man. The guitar line, the rhythm guitarist becomes way more predominant with the like more of a power chord sound going on. The piano player has a lot of stuff lining up. Like we mentioned before, the rhythm section players are busier, and obviously the vocal line is on top. It's a lot to listen to. Everything is super like in tune. The intonation is compact really, really well. The voice leading just means how do we arrange the sounds on the page, basically, and the most simple way to explain that without getting like too weird. But it works. but it's super loud. Like, not in a bad way. There's just a lot to listen to. I went back about 8 seconds. I've never noticed all those cymbals before. Let's keep going. Coming out of the phrasing. Repeat. Solidification. And then. Now what's going to happen? Strings. Oh. That was cool. Fun little turnaround. New to me. Obviously, this verse feels very similar. You know, one thing, I feel like I'm okay to stop in the middle of the verse because it's very similar in composition. We get all these like kind of like 2-note, 3-note combination. It feels like within the composite rhythm. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what everyone's playing. And all composite rhythm is let's say you have someone playing like, you know, da 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 in the groove, and someone else is playing like digga digga da da digga digga da da. Your composite rhythm, if you pretty much lay that on top of each other, is going to be what is the sum of both people's rhythms and how we're getting it. The reason I just brought up that simple rhythm to sing to you is because it's kind of what's going on here, because between the mid-range tones of like guitar and keyboard, there's just a lot of like, it almost feels like delay effects. It's not delay, but the point being there's just a lot of just notes happening in the middle section of what's going on. Now you can hear that between guitar and piano. Nothing monumental, but it works really well. Another chorus drop. Feels similar. I'm hyper-focused on the cymbals. Okay, we're going to go to the bridge, and the bridge is going to be different. Cool. I've never really paid attention to all the cymbal work that's going on from the drum set player. Again, this could be because of the YouTube thing. I would be curious to go listen to like a really high-quality version of it. It feels a little washed out, and I feel like the cymbal work is kind of canceling out some of the cool impact factors within the vocal line, within the chorus, and everything else, because everything's at a 10. Like, everything's fucking loud. Like, it's there. So when it's like constantly going, you got like, it's a little excessive, and it just kind of like, I know in the session though, they're feeling it. They're playing everything, and then the way it's just being taken in my opinion, which doesn't mean anything, it's just observing, like it feels very bright. Okay. Enough with that. Let's move on. Let's check out what the bridge is. That's 3:20. Let's go back to like 3:15. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, fun. We'll go back, don't worry. Oh, I dig the hi-hat work, though, underneath the guitar feature. Oh, I love this. Kind of a breakdown. Short-lived, but it was cool. we got more of a fill there. Hell yeah. Okay, we're getting to, I had to stop though. We have to go back because we can't just hear the bridge and be like, oh yeah, we heard it. We got to go back and listen to it again. Really cool. The guitar feature was really nice. Okay, that's really cool because obviously in the bridge, we're literally just bridging two parts of the song. That's what the function of a bridge is. We get it different. We're usually, it's a very different chord progression. The picking style and the guitar part that we're getting right now is different. The way the vocal line is being given to us with the harmonization on it is different. So there's a lot of like cool new factors that, because everything else really, like if I say it's getting beat into our ears, I don't mean that in a negative way. We just really have solidified what this song sounds like. So oftentimes, like the bridge can be like a massive, like, oh, alleviation of that sound. You're like, this is so different in the other relationship of what we're listening to. It's really nice. I went back about 12. Different vibrato in the voice. When we end there, that's cool. I noticed a couple different things in the guitar on each, like we listened to that little chunk of that section 3 times. Just check if you're not wearing a headphone at some point, put the headphones on, check out left side versus right side guitar stuff. There was some really cool compositional ideas going on. That's 338. Let's go back 335. Let it go on here to the feature. Cool tapping stuff. It's interesting to think about the bass player has kind of gone to more of a chill approach, right? We're allowing the guitars to be seen, to do their thing, to be heard, not playing too many notes. Drummer has a lot of hi-hat patterns going on. Hi-hat meaning the like left-hand side of the snare or the drum set. You control those are the ones that open and close. You keep that. It gives you like a chick, chick, chick sound. Versus all these huge crash cymbals, splash cymbal sounds that are going on. That is be kind of invasive on the guitar feature, you know what I'm saying? Back about 6 seconds. It's still loud as It's still loud though. I love this. Boom, wee, boom, boom. That little bass line coming down there. It's cool because it's only for like 4 bars, but you pull away most of the chaos and you're left with basically arpeggios and like just all outlining harmonically how the progression's going. And it exposes the vocalist so much more. It almost felt like it was going to do like some halftime group for a second. I'm really thankful it did not go to the obligatory like ding, ding, God, that's a little cheese ball. It didn't do that, but it felt like it was going to. At like the first like 2 seconds, I was like, oh, don't do it. And they didn't, which is cool. Let's grab that transition again. Bassline. Good stuff. God damn those cymbals though, man. The drummer going off there. Ending like the beginning. Makes sense. Oh, interesting. Oh, we got some cool kind of sci-fi sound. Hold on, there's 8 seconds left. Is that just to burner? Is it just here? Yeah, it means nothing. Cool. Okay, so hearing the full piece was obviously, well, to me, I mean, I can't say obviously. In my opinion, it was a great experience because the bridge is really cool, man. Like, it was fun to hear that. I love the tapping guitar solo, and they started shredding at the end. And just the moment, you know, the little 4 bars, we take away some of those sounds, allow the vocals to do their thing, and you put it all back in. So those are really smart choices musically. Remember, all this is just music math, and it's not even that complicated. Like, Sometimes I feel like people dog on theory and, we get in the way of ourselves, and you'd be surprised at how much stuff you already know just from listening to so much music that I guess you're kind of inclined, your thoughts of where you want to go in instruments. Like that's kind of like half the battle anyway. Anyway, we're not talking, this is not a theory channel. Could be, but it's not. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Steins great, right? It's good to go. Man, I'm bummed that we're almost done with it, but we're going to keep going on the other material that's there. But this has been a very fun watch, but I only have a couple episodes left till we finish it. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Let me know what you think about this piece of music down in the comments below, please, and thank you. My name is DrumRollTony. Come watch some Steins Gate with me on the Patreon. We have a lot of other anime in there as well. It's a good time. We're just missing one thing. That's you. Oh, by the way, did you know that we have a Discord server? A lot of people have joined lately. They're like, I didn't even know this existed. Link for that is down in the video description below. It's super chill. The vibe is it's like low key. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please and thank you. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check the next video. YouTube thinks you want to watch one of these two videos next. Have a great day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.